I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong.
We always say in the Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
New Nubian. College and Post-Secondary Planning. Presented by Dr. Jonah Sanders. Course objectives. To guide students through the process of selecting, applying to, and affording college or trade school, empowering them with clear steps, resources, and strategies to successfully plan their post-secondary future. Course outline. Module 1, Choosing a college or trade school. Module 2, Understanding admissions requirements. Module 3, Financial aid, FAFSA, scholarships, and grants. Module 4, Review and next steps. Course syllabus. Module topic time learning objectives. 1. Exploring options college versus trade school 20 minutes identify the best fit post-secondary path. 2. Admissions process requirements and timelines 15 minutes understand how to meet admission criteria. 3. Financial aid, FAFSA, scholarships, grants 20 minutes learn how to fund college or trade school. Module 1. Choosing a college or trade school. Introduction to post-secondary education options. Goal: give students a clear overview of what two-year colleges, four-year universities, and trade/vocational schools are. Topics covered. Definitions of each type of school. Primary purposes and outcomes of each option. Differences in structure, length, and focus. Example institutions in each category. Activity. Students create a 3-column chart summarizing basic facts about each school type. Two-year colleges, community and junior colleges. Goal: understand the features, benefits, and limitations of two-year colleges. Topics covered. Typical programs, associate degrees, certificates. Cost advantages and flexibility. Transfer pathways to four-year universities. Examples of in-demand associate degree careers: nursing, IT support, paralegal. Activity: research the nearest community college and find 3 programs it offers. Four-year colleges and universities. Goal: explore the structure, opportunities, and challenges of four-year institutions. Topics covered. Types: public versus private universities. Bachelor's degree majors and specializations. Campus life and extracurricular opportunities. Higher initial cost but broader academic depth. Activity: compare 2 universities in different states based on tuition, majors, and student life. Trade and vocational schools. Goal: understand what trade/vocational schools offer and for whom they are best suited. Topics covered. Hands-on training for specific careers: welding, cosmetology, HVAC, culinary arts. Program length: often 6 months, 2 years. Faster entry into the workforce. Job demand and salary ranges for skilled trades. Activity: find 5 trade schools in your region and note the careers they train for. Comparing program lengths and career entry speed. Goal: learn how the length of schooling affects job entry and career growth. Topics covered. Timeline: graduation plus job search for each path. How time in school impacts earning potential. Case studies. Trade school graduate entering workforce in 1 year. Associate degree graduate in 2 years. Bachelor's graduate in 4+ years. Activity: create a timeline for each path showing start to first paycheck. Cost comparisons and financial considerations. Goal: understand tuition, fees, and related expenses. Topics covered. Average tuition costs for 2-year, 4-year, and trade schools. Housing, transportation, and materials costs. Financial aid, scholarships, and grants. Debt implications and ROI, return on investment. Activity: build a sample budget for 1 year at each type of school. Career outcomes and earning potential. Goal: compare short and long-term earning opportunities. Topics covered. Average starting salaries by field and education level. Long-term growth potential and promotion opportunities. Careers that require advanced degrees. Labor market trends for each path. Activity: students choose a career and research its salary range with different education levels. Lifestyle, campus experience, and networking. Goal: explore the non-academic side of each school type. Topics covered. Social life and extracurricular activities. Living arrangements, on-campus versus off-campus versus commuting. Alumni networks and career support. How environment impacts motivation and success. Activity: interview a student or graduate from each type of school about their experience. Matching education type to personal goals. Goal: help students align their choice with their interests, skills, and life situation. Topics covered. Personality fit, hands-on versus academic learning styles. Career alignment, which industries prefer which degrees. Long-term ambitions, job security, flexibility, and mobility. Activity: students complete a decision matrix ranking school types based on their personal priorities. Decision-making workshop and next steps. Goal: apply all learned information to make a well-informed choice. Topics covered. Reviewing pros and cons of each option. Building an action plan, applications, financial aid, visits. Common decision-making mistakes to avoid. How to revisit decisions if life circumstances change. Activity: each student writes a 1 to 2 page education plan outlining their choice and reasoning. Introduction to key decision factors. Goal: give an overview of the 5 main factors and how they influence college or trade school choices. Topics covered. Overview of cost, location, size, majors, and outcomes. How these factors interact, e.g., size can affect cost and majors available. Why no single factor should determine your choice. Activity. Students list which factor they think matters most for them right now and why. Understanding educational costs. Goal. Break down the types of costs associated with college/trade school. Topics covered. Tuition and fees. Books, supplies, and equipment. Living expenses, housing, food, transportation. Hidden costs, lab fees, technology fees, parking. Activity. Create a mock budget for 1 year at a local institution. Financial aid and ROI, return on investment. Goal. Learn how to evaluate affordability beyond sticker price. Topics covered. Scholarships, grants, and loans. Work-study and part-time job options. How to calculate ROI, future salary versus total cost. Debt considerations. Activity. Compare financial aid packages from 2 sample schools and decide which is more cost-effective. The role of location in decision-making. Goal. Understand how location impacts cost, lifestyle, and career opportunities. Topics covered. Urban versus rural campuses. In-state versus out-of-state tuition differences. Climate and cultural fit. Proximity to family, friends, and job markets. Activity. Map 3 schools of interest and list pros/cons of each location. Campus size and its effects. Goal. Explore how size influences academic and social experience. Topics covered. Small colleges, personal attention, community feel. Large universities, more programs, more networking. Medium-sized institutions, balance of resources and intimacy. Impact on class sizes, facilities, and extracurriculars. Activity. Compare average class size, student-to-faculty ratio, and club availability for 2 schools of different sizes. Evaluating academic majors and programs. Goal. Learn how to match academic offerings with career goals. Topics covered. Importance of checking program accreditation. Availability of majors/minors and double majors. Strength of specific departments. Flexibility for undecided students. Activity. Research a potential major and identify 3 schools with strong programs in that area. Understanding student outcomes. Goal. Analyze the value of a school based on what happens after graduation. Topics covered. Graduation rates and retention rates. Employment rates within 6 months of graduation. Alumni success stories. Graduate school acceptance rates. Activity. Compare 2 schools' outcomes using real data from a college ranking website. Balancing short-term and long-term goals. Goal. Teach students how to prioritize factors based on personal aspirations. Topics covered. When cost should outweigh prestige. When location might matter more than program strength. Trade-offs between immediate affordability and long-term earning potential. How to think about career changes and continuing education. Activity. Create a priority pyramid, ranking the 5 factors from most to least important for each student. Case studies, real-world decision examples. Goal, apply the factors to real decision-making scenarios. Topics covered. Example 1, student chooses trade school for quick entry into workforce. Example 2, student chooses out-of-state 4-year university for unique major. Example 3, student chooses community college to save money before transferring. Activity. Groups analyze a fictional student profile and recommend the best school type based on the 5 factors. Decision-making workshop. Goal, synthesize all learning into an actionable plan. Topics covered. Step-by-step checklist for evaluating schools. How to research effectively, campus visits, info sessions, online tools. Avoiding common mistakes in the decision process. Activity, each student builds a comparison chart for 3 schools they are considering and writes a short reflection on their likely choice. Introduction to educational credentials. Goal, provide a foundation for understanding different credential types and their role in education and careers. Topics covered. What an educational credential means. Why credentials matter in the job market. Quick overview of certificates, associate degrees, and bachelor's degrees. How credentials differ in length, depth, and career preparation. Activity. Create a table listing the 3 types with quick facts, duration, cost, typical careers. Certificate programs, overview. Goal, understand the structure, purpose, and typical uses of certificate programs. Topics covered. Program length, weeks to 2 years. Focused, skills-based training. Common fields, healthcare, IT, skilled trades, business. Entry-level career paths after certificates. Activity, research 2 certificate programs in your area and list their admission requirements. Benefits and limitations of certificates. Goal, weigh the pros and cons of pursuing a certificate. Topics covered. Fast career entry and lower cost. Specialization in a specific skill set. Limited career growth without further education. Transferability to longer programs, stackable credentials. Activity, case study. Decide if a fictional student should choose a certificate or longer program based on their goals. Associate degrees, overview. Goal, understand what associate degrees are and who they benefit. Topics covered. Program length, about 2 years. Types, Associate of Arts, AA, Associate of Science, AS, Associate of Applied Science, AAS. Transfer versus career-focused associate degrees. Examples, nursing, graphic design, criminal justice. Activity, find a local community college program that offers both transfer and applied associate degrees and compare them. Benefits and limitations of associate degrees. Goal, evaluate the strengths and trade-offs of earning an associate degree. Topics covered. Affordable tuition. Smaller class sizes. Opportunity to transfer to a bachelor's program. May limit access to higher-level positions. Activity: create a career pathway diagram showing how an associate degree can lead to further education and career advancement. Bachelor's degrees, overview. Goal: learn the structure and purpose of bachelor's degree programs. Topics covered. Program length, about 4 years. Types: Bachelor of Arts, BA, Bachelor of Science, BS, Bachelor of Fine Arts, BFA, etc. Broad-based education plus specialization in a major. Requirements: general education, major courses, electives. Activity: compare the graduation requirements for 2 different bachelor's degree majors. Benefits and limitations of bachelor's degrees. Goal: understand the value and potential downsides of pursuing a bachelor's degree. Topics covered. Wider range of career opportunities. Higher earning potential on average. Larger time and financial commitment. Possible mismatch between degree field and job market demand. Activity: analyze salary data for 3 careers requiring a bachelor's degree and compare it with certificate and associate level careers. Comparing credentials, cost, time, and outcomes. Goal: develop the ability to compare the 3 credential types side by side. Topics covered. Time to completion and associated opportunity costs. Average tuition and living expenses for each type. Entry-level and mid-career salary comparisons. Industry-specific credential preferences. Activity: create a 3-column comparison chart with real-world statistics for cost, time, and salary. Matching credentials to career goals. Goal: help students choose the right credential type for their personal ambitions. Topics covered. Career fields that prefer certificates versus degrees. Considering long-term career growth potential. Importance of flexibility and continuing education. Case study examples of different credential paths. Activity: students pick a career goal and research the minimum credential needed and the advantages of going beyond that level. Decision workshop and action planning. Goal: apply all knowledge to create a personalized education plan. Topics covered. Reviewing the 3 credentials and their trade-offs. Identifying personal priorities, time, cost, career speed, long-term growth. Steps to apply for a chosen credential type. Planning for possible future upgrades in credentials. Activity: students create a credential roadmap showing the path from today to their ultimate career goal. Introduction to the activity and purpose. Goal: understand why filling out this worksheet is valuable for decision-making. Topics covered. Purpose of the Top 3 School Choices worksheet. How it supports informed decision-making. Overview of factors students will research: cost, location, size, majors, outcomes, culture. Activity: review a sample completed worksheet and discuss what makes it strong. Listing potential schools. Goal: generate a broad list before narrowing down to 3. Topics covered. Brainstorming possible schools based on prior lessons. Including a mix of safety, match, and reach schools. Using online tools, College Board, trade school directories. Activity. Students create an initial list of 6 to 10 possible schools. Researching basic facts. Goal: gather baseline information for each school. Topics covered: collecting details, name, location, type, 2-year, 4-year, trade, public/private. Finding official websites and reputable sources. Avoiding misinformation from unofficial sources. Activity: fill in the basic facts section for all schools on the initial list. Cost analysis. Goal: evaluate tuition, fees, and other expenses. Topics covered: in-state versus out-of-state tuition, housing and living expenses, scholarships, grants, and aid availability. Activity: fill in the cost section for each school using real data from their financial aid pages. Location and environment. Goal: assess how the school's location affects the student experience. Topics covered: urban, suburban, or rural setting, distance from home, climate, transportation, and cultural fit. Activity: add location and environment details to the worksheet. Academic offerings and majors. Goal: match programs and majors to career goals. Topics covered: availability of intended major or program, strength/reputation of specific departments, flexibility for undecided students. Activity: fill in the majors/programs section for each school. Outcomes and reputation. Goal: review graduation rates, job placement rates, and alumni success. Topics covered: where to find outcome data, IPS, school fact sheets, alumni associations. Understanding employment and graduate school placement rates. Considering school rankings, with caution. Activity: fill in the outcomes and reputation section of the worksheet. Campus life and student support. Goal: explore the non-academic experience. Topics covered: clubs, sports, arts, and student activities. Campus facilities, labs, libraries, fitness centers. Student support services, career counseling, tutoring, mental health. Activity: add campus life and support notes to the worksheet. Narrowing down to top 3. Goal: use data and priorities to select the final 3 schools. Topics covered: ranking factors based on personal priorities, weighing pros and cons objectively, making sure at least one school is affordable and realistic. Activity. Circle or highlight the final 3 choices on the worksheet and justify them in writing. Final review and presentation. Goal: finalize and share the completed worksheet. Topics covered. Reviewing all sections for completeness and accuracy. Using the worksheet for application planning. How to update it if new information arises. Activity: students present their top 3 school choices to a partner or small group, explaining their reasoning. Module 2. Understanding admissions requirements. Introduction to admissions requirements. Goal: provide a big picture view of how GPA, standardized tests, and recommendations fit into the admissions process. Topics covered. Why colleges and trade schools use these criteria. How requirements differ by institution type. Balancing academic, extracurricular, and personal factors. Activity: students list schools they are considering and identify if GPA/test scores/recommendations are required. Understanding GPA, what it is and why it matters. Goal: break down the concept of GPA and its role in admissions. Topics covered. Weighted versus unweighted GPA. How GPA is calculated. GPA cutoffs for different schools/programs. Activity: calculate GPA from a sample transcript in both weighted and unweighted formats. Strengthening your GPA. Goal: learn strategies to improve or maintain a strong GPA. Topics covered. Importance of consistent performance. Choosing challenging courses, AP, IB, dual enrollment. Time management and study habits. Activity: students create a GPA improvement plan for a fictional student with a 2.8 GPA. Overview of standardized tests, SAT, ACT, Accuplacer. Goal: understand the structure and purpose of each major test. Topics covered. SAT, sections, scoring, and format. ACT, sections, scoring, and format. Accuplacer, placement test for community/trade colleges. How schools weigh test scores. Activity: students research the average SAT/ACT scores of one school they are considering. Preparing for the SAT and ACT. Goal: learn test preparation strategies for success. Topics covered. Study schedules and practice tests. Using prep books, online resources, and tutoring. Test day tips and managing anxiety. Activity: students design a 4-week study plan for either SAT or ACT. Understanding the Accuplacer and placement testing. Goal, explain how placement testing works for certain schools. Topics covered. What the Accuplacer measures: reading, writing, math. Why some schools require it instead of SAT/ACT. How results place students in remedial or advanced courses. Activity, review and discuss sample Accuplacer practice questions. Letters of recommendation, purpose and impact. Goal, show why recommendations matter and how they are used. Topics covered. Who should write them: teachers, counselors, employers. What admissions officers look for in a letter. Common mistakes students make in requesting letters. Activity, analyze a sample strong letter and a weak letter to identify differences. Requesting strong letters of recommendation. Goal, learn the best practices for securing high-quality letters. Topics covered. When to ask and how much notice to give. Providing recommenders with your resume or brag sheet. Following up and showing gratitude. Activity, draft a polite email request for a letter of recommendation. Balancing GPA, test scores, and recommendations. Goal, understand how these three elements interact in admissions decisions. Topics covered. Holistic review versus formula-based admissions. When a strong letter can offset a weaker GPA. When high test scores can boost chances. Activity, evaluate 3 fictional applicant profiles to decide which is most competitive. Action planning for admissions readiness. Goal, create an individualized plan to strengthen GPA, test scores, and recommendations. Topics covered. Setting GPA targets and test score goals. Timeline for test prep and recommendation requests. Organizing deadlines for applications. Activity, students create a next 6 months admissions prep plan with tasks and due dates. Introduction to personal statements and essays. Goal, understand what admissions essays are, why schools require them, and how they're evaluated. Topics covered. Difference between a personal statement and a supplemental essay. Role in holistic admissions. Common prompts and themes, e.g., overcoming challenges, academic interests, community involvement. Activity, read and discuss 2 short example essays, 1 strong, 1 weak, and identify key differences. Understanding the prompt and requirements. Goal, learn how to analyze essay prompts carefully before writing. Topics covered. Breaking down keywords in the prompt. Identifying the hidden question, what do they really want to know? Word count and formatting rules. Activity, take 3 real essay prompts and rephrase them into simpler, clear questions. choosing the right topic. Goal, select a topic that is personal, authentic, and relevant to the prompt. Topics covered. Brainstorming life experiences, passions, and turning points. Avoiding cliches, sports injury, mission trip, winning the big game, unless with unique insight. Aligning topic choice with the school's values. Activity. Students create a topic map of 5 possible personal experiences and 3 potential lessons learned from each. Structuring the essay. Goal, learn the typical organization of a compelling personal statement. Topics covered. Introduction, hook the reader immediately. Body, key events, details, and reflections. Conclusion, tying it back to growth and the future. Activity, outline an essay using the Hook Growth Future model. Writing an engaging opening. Goal, create a strong first impression in the opening lines. Topics covered. Hooks, anecdotes, vivid imagery, intriguing statements, and questions. Avoiding generic openings. How to set the tone for the rest of the essay. Activity, write 3 different opening lines for the same topic and share with a partner for feedback. Developing the body with details and reflection. Goal, learn how to balance storytelling with self-reflection. Topics covered. Using specific, concrete details instead of vague statements. Showing, not telling, I worked hard versus describing the effort. Reflecting on meaning and lessons learned. Activity, take a plain statement, I learned the value of teamwork, and rewrite it into a 3 to 4 sentence vivid, reflective paragraph. Crafting a memorable conclusion. Goal, end with impact and leave the reader with a clear sense of the applicant's identity and goals. Topics covered. Linking the story back to academic and career aspirations. Echoing the introduction for a full circle effect. Avoiding sudden or generic endings. Activity, write 2 different conclusions for the same essay body, one focusing on past lessons, one on future plans. Revising for clarity, flow, and voice. Goal, improve the essay through multiple rounds of editing. Topics covered. Reading aloud to catch awkward phrasing. Checking transitions and paragraph flow. Preserving your authentic voice while polishing grammar and style. Activity, exchange drafts with a peer for feedback and revise one paragraph based on suggestions. Avoiding common mistakes. Goal, recognize and prevent errors that hurt essay quality. Topics covered. Overusing quotes or big words to sound smart. Being too generic or failing to answer the prompt. Over-editing to the point of losing personal voice. Activity, edit a sample essay with at least 5 fixes for common mistakes. Finalizing and preparing for submission. Goal: produce a final, polished essay ready for application submission. Topics covered: formatting, file naming, and proofreading. Final checklist: prompt answered, length correct, grammar flawless, tone authentic. Optional: tailoring slightly for different schools if prompts are similar. Activity: students complete their personal statement draft, review with the checklist, and prepare the final version for mock submission. Introduction to college application timelines. Goal: provide a big-picture view of application schedules and why deadlines matter. Topics covered: purpose of application deadlines in admissions. How deadlines impact acceptance rates and financial aid. Overview of early decision, ED, regular decision, RD, and rolling admission. Activity: create a visual timeline of a generic college admissions cycle. Understanding early decision, ED. Goal: learn what early decision is and when to consider it. Topics covered: binding nature of ED, must attend if accepted. Typical deadlines, October, November. Pros: higher acceptance rates, demonstrated interest. Cons: less time to compare financial aid offers. Activity: research one school with ED and find its deadline, acceptance rate, and policy on aid. Early action, EA, versus early decision, ED. Goal: differentiate between ED and EA since many students confuse them. Topics covered: EA is non-binding, ED is binding. Flexibility in comparing offers with EA. Schools offering both options. Activity: fill in a comparison chart for ED versus EA policies at 2 universities. Regular decision, RD, overview. Goal: understand the standard admissions timeline for most students. Topics covered: typical deadlines, January, February. Equal consideration for all applicants. Allows more time to prepare applications and raise GPA/test scores. Activity: students list 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages of RD compared to ED. Rolling admission overview. Goal: learn how rolling admissions work and who they benefit. Topics covered: no fixed deadline, applications reviewed as received. Admissions open until spaces are filled. Good for late decision makers or backup options. Activity: research 2 rolling admission schools and note their priority consideration dates. Strategic considerations: which option fits you? Goal: learn how to choose between ED, RD, and rolling based on personal circumstances. Topics covered: financial readiness and need for aid comparison. Certainty about first choice school. Academic readiness by fall of senior year. Activity: students complete a decision-making flowchart that leads to the most fitting application type. Impact on financial aid and scholarships. Goal: understand how application timing affects funding opportunities. Topics covered. Early applicants may access more aid at some schools. Rolling admission schools may have limited funds later. FAFSA/CSS profile submission alignment with deadlines. Activity: match 3 different deadline scenarios with potential aid outcomes. Creating a personal application calendar. Goal: plan and organize deadlines for all targeted schools. Topics covered. Tracking different deadlines for multiple application types. Using spreadsheets or online tools. Setting soft, personal deadlines ahead of official ones. Activity: students create a personalized admissions calendar for their top 5 schools. Avoiding common deadline mistakes. Goal: identify and prevent errors that can harm application chances. Topics covered. Missing deadlines due to poor organization. Confusing ED with EA or RD. Not preparing supplemental materials on time. Activity: review a fictional applicant's missed deadline case and propose solutions. Final review and application readiness plan. Goal: combine all learned concepts into a ready-to-use admissions plan. Topics covered. Confirming which type of application to use for each school. Aligning essays, recommendations, and test dates with deadlines. Maintaining flexibility in case of changes. Activity: students finalize their application list, type, ED, RD, rolling, and exact submission plan. Introduction to school types. Goal: ensure students understand the different types of post-secondary schools before the matching activity. Topics covered. Community colleges. Vocational/technical schools. Public universities. Specialized schools, art, music, medical, etc. Activity: create a chart listing school types with 3 unique features for each. Understanding student profiles. Goal: learn how to interpret and analyze sample student profiles. Topics covered. What's included in a profile: GPA, interests, career goals, finances, location preferences, extracurriculars. How each factor influences school fit. Activity: review 2 short profiles and underline key factors that influence school choice. Profile Example 1 Deep Dive. Goal: practice analyzing a single student profile in detail. Topics covered. Identify academic readiness. Consider financial needs. Match academic programs to goals. Activity: students suggest the top 2 school types for Profile 1 and explain why. Profile Example 2 Deep Dive. Goal: apply the same analysis to a different kind of student. Topics covered: high GPA, strong extracurriculars, but uncertain career path. Considering breadth of programs versus specialized focus. Activity: match Profile 2 to potential school types and justify the decision. Profile Example 3 Deep Dive. Goal: explore matching for a student with specific career training needs. Topics covered: quick entry into workforce, technical training emphasis, local versus relocation options. Activity: match Profile 3 to school types and identify 2 possible programs they might study. Comparing and contrasting profiles. Goal: understand how different students can have very different best fit schools. Topics covered: comparing academic versus career goals, differences in financial readiness, location and lifestyle considerations. Activity: group discussion: why might the same school type work well for one student but poorly for another? Introducing complex profiles. Goal: prepare students to match more nuanced student cases. Topics covered: mixed strengths and weaknesses, conflicting priorities, e.g., wants prestige but needs affordability. Activity: analyze Profile 4 with conflicting priorities and suggest at least 2 realistic school options. Group matching activity. Goal: practice collaborative decision-making in school-type matching. Topics covered: assigning roles, researcher, note-taker, presenter. Considering multiple factors together. Activity: in small groups, match 3 new student profiles to school types and present reasoning to the class. Reflection and individual matching. Goal: practice collaborative decision-making in school-type matching. Topics covered: assigning roles, researcher, note-taker, presenter. Considering multiple factors together. Activity: in small groups, match 3 new student profiles to school types and present reasoning to the class. Review and real-world application. Goal: reinforce skills and prepare students to apply them to real life. Topics covered: how this skill applies to their own college search, avoiding bias and making evidence-based matches. Activity: students create their own personal profile and match themselves to at least 2 school types, explaining the match. Module 3. Financial Aid, FAFSA, Scholarships, and Grants. Introduction to FAFSA. Goal: understand what FAFSA is and why it's important. Topics covered. Full form, free application for federal student aid. Purpose: determine eligibility for federal, state, and school-based aid. Who needs to fill it out? Activity: watch a short introductory video and list 3 key reasons to apply for FAFSA. How FAFSA works. Goal: learn how FAFSA connects to financial aid decisions. Topics covered. Data FAFSA collects: income, assets, family size, etc. Expected family contribution, EFC, or Student Aid Index, SAI. How schools use FAFSA results to create aid packages. Activity: flowchart exercise, map out how information from FAFSA flows to aid offers. FAFSA versus other aid forms. Goal: understand how FAFSA differs from other financial aid forms. Topics covered. FAFSA versus CSS profile. FAFSA versus state aid applications. When you might need multiple forms. Activity: table comparison of FAFSA, CSS profile, and state applications. Eligibility for FAFSA. Goal: know who can apply. Topics covered. U.S. citizenship or eligible non-citizen status. Enrollment in an eligible program. Satisfactory academic progress. Special cases: DACA students, homeschool students. Activity: scenario matching, decide if each example student is eligible or not. FAFSA deadlines. Goal: learn the key dates and why early submission matters. Topics covered. Federal deadline versus state deadlines versus school deadlines. Priority deadlines and funding availability. How early submission increases aid opportunities. Activity: create a personal FAFSA calendar with all deadlines marked. Required information and documents. Goal: understand what you need before starting the application. Topics covered. Social Security number, driver's license, and tax returns. Bank statements, investment records, untaxed income records. Parent information, for dependent students. Activity: checklist creation. Students prepare a list of documents they need to collect. How to apply for FAFSA. Goal: learn the step-by-step process. Topics covered. Creating an FSA ID. Accessing the FAFSA form, online and paper. Completing and submitting the application. Activity: walkthrough demo of the FAFSA form using a mock application. 。 . 。 . 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . 。 . . . .
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129
Common mistakes to avoid. Goal: reduce errors that could delay or reduce aid. Topics covered. Incorrect personal info, SSN, name, date of birth. Missing deadlines. Forgetting to sign with the FSA ID. Not listing enough schools. Activity: review 10 example FAFSA errors and correct them. What happens after submission? Goal: understand next steps and how to respond. Topics covered. Receiving the Student Aid Report, SAR. Correcting errors or updating info. How schools use SAR to make offers. Activity: interpret a sample SAR and highlight key details. FAFSA renewal and long-term planning. Goal: learn how to keep aid flowing for multiple years. Topics covered. FAFSA must be renewed every year. What changes annually in the application? Tracking changes in financial situation. Activity: create a personal annual FAFSA renewal reminder plan. Introduction to types of financial aid. Goal: build a foundation for understanding the 4 main types of aid. Topics covered. Difference between grants, work-study, and loans. Federal versus state versus institutional aid. Need-based versus merit-based aid. Activity: create a mind map showing all aid categories and where they come from. Pell Grants, Overview and Eligibility. Goal: understand what Pell Grants are and who qualifies. Topics covered. Federal Need-Based Grant Program. Income-based eligibility determined by FAFSA. Annual and lifetime limits. Activity: review and discuss real Pell Grant eligibility charts from the U.S. Department of Education. Pell Grants, Application and Award Process. Goal: learn how Pell Grant amounts are decided. Topics covered. Using Student Aid Index, SAI, from FAFSA. Full-time versus part-time enrollment impact. Summer Pell Grants. Activity: calculate sample Pell Grant awards for 3 fictional students. Federal Work-Study, how it works. Goal: understand the basics of the Federal Work-Study program. Topics covered. On-campus and off-campus job options. Earnings limitations. Need-based eligibility requirements. Activity: role-play and interview for a work-study job to understand expectations. Work-study, benefits and drawbacks. Goal, learn when work-study is a good choice. Topics covered. Flexible scheduling for students. Jobs related to field of study. Potential downsides, income caps, limited hours. Activity, debate activity, split into groups arguing pro and con for taking work study. State aid programs. Goal, explore different types of state-based financial aid. Topics covered. State grants and scholarships. Residency requirements. Examples, Cal Grant, CA, TAP, New York, Bright Futures, FL. Activity, research your own state's aid programs and present findings. Institutional aid, scholarships and grants from colleges. Goal, learn about aid directly from the school. Topics covered. Merit-based versus need-based institutional aid. Endowment-based scholarships. Competitive versus automatic awards. Activity, examine the aid offerings from 3 different universities and compare. Combining aid sources. Goal, understand how multiple aid types can work together. Topics covered. Aid stacking and limits. Federal, state, and institutional award coordination. Avoiding over-awards and repayment issues. Activity, build a sample financial aid package from multiple sources for a fictional student. Maintaining aid eligibility. Goal, learn how to keep aid after the first year. Topics covered. Satisfactory academic progress, SAP. Credit hour requirements. Reporting income changes. Activity, review a case study of a student who lost aid and figure out why. Strategic planning for maximizing aid. Goal, create a personal financial aid strategy. Topics covered. Applying early for all eligible programs. Balancing work-study hours with academics. Renewing aid annually. Activity, draft a personalized plan to apply for and maintain all possible aid sources. Introduction to scholarships and their importance. Goal, understand the role scholarships play in financing education. Topics covered. Difference between scholarships, grants, and loans. Why scholarships are vital to reduce debt. Types of scholarships by source and eligibility. Activity, discuss why some students win scholarships and others don't. Brainstorming session. Local scholarships, what they are and why they matter. Goal, learn the advantages of local scholarships. Topics covered. Offered by community organizations, businesses, local governments, and schools. Typically less competitive than national awards. Examples, Rotary Club, local chambers of commerce, local foundations. Activity, research and list 5 local scholarship sources in your community. How to find local scholarships. Goal, discover practical ways to locate local scholarships. Topics covered. Using high school guidance counselors and college financial aid offices. Checking community bulletin boards and websites. Networking with local community groups and religious organizations. Activity, create a local scholarship search checklist with contacts and websites. National scholarships, overview and scope. Goal, understand national scholarships characteristics. Topics covered. Offered by corporations, foundations, nonprofits, and governments. Higher amounts but often more competitive. Examples, Gates Millennium, Coca-Cola Scholars, National Merit. Activity, identify 3 national scholarship programs related to your field of interest or background. How to search for national scholarships. Goal, explore tools and platforms for national scholarship searches. Topics covered. Scholarship search engines, FastWeb, College Board, scholarships.com. Importance of creating a strong online profile. Staying organized with deadlines and requirements. Activity, create an account on one scholarship search site and generate a personalized list. Identity-based scholarships, what they are. Goal, learn about scholarships targeted to specific groups. Topics covered. Scholarships for race/ethnicity, gender, religion, veteran status, disabilities, LGBTQ+. Purpose of promoting diversity and inclusion. Examples, Hispanic Scholarship Fund, UNCF, Women Techmakers. Activity, research and present one identity-based scholarship relevant to you or your peers. Where to find identity-based scholarships. Goal, locate organizations and databases specializing in identity-based aid. Topics covered. Specialized scholarship websites and organizations. Using professional associations and advocacy groups. Social media groups and forums. Activity, compile a list of 5 organizations offering identity-based scholarships. Evaluating scholarship opportunities. Goal, learn how to assess legitimacy and fit. Topics covered. Avoiding scholarship scams. Checking eligibility criteria carefully. Understanding application requirements and deadlines. Activity, analyze sample scholarship listings for red flags and fit. Organizing your scholarship search. Goal, develop a system to track applications and deadlines. Topics covered. Using spreadsheets, apps, or planners. Prioritizing scholarships by deadline and award amount. Keeping copies of essays, recommendation letters, and applications. Activity, create a personal scholarship tracking spreadsheet template. Next steps, applying and following up. Goal, prepare to apply and monitor your scholarship progress. Topics covered. Tailoring essays and applications for each scholarship. Following up on application status. Thank you notes and maintaining good relations with scholarship providers. Activity, draft a generic scholarship essay outline and a thank you note template. Introduction, understanding student loans and debt. Goal, gain a clear understanding of what student loans are and how debt accumulates. Topics covered. Types of student loans, federal versus private. Interest rates and loan terms. The concept of debt and repayment obligations. Activity, review a sample student loan statement and identify key details, balance, interest, monthly payment. The consequences of student loan debt. Goal, explore how student loan debt affects financial future and quality of life. Topics covered. Impact on credit scores and borrowing power. Effect on career and lifestyle choices. Emotional and psychological stress. Activity, group discussion or case study on how loan debt influenced someone's life decisions. Strategies to avoid taking on excess debt. Goal, learn practical ways to minimize or avoid student loans. Topics covered. Applying for scholarships and grants. Working part-time or through work-study programs. Choosing affordable schools and living arrangements. Activity, students draft a personal budget plan incorporating savings, aid, and expenses. Federal versus private student loans, what you need to know. Goal, understand the differences, benefits, and risks of federal and private loans. Topics covered. Federal loan protections, income-driven repayment, forgiveness programs. Risks with private lenders, variable rates, fewer protections. When private loans might be necessary. Activity, compare sample loan offers and identify pros and cons of each. Recognizing common student loan scams. Goal, identify and understand common loan and financial aid scams targeting students. Topics covered. Signs of scam offers, upfront fees, pressure tactics. Fake loan forgiveness and debt relief scams. Unofficial, financial aid, websites and services. Activity, analyze examples of scam emails, calls, or ads and list red flags. How to protect yourself from scams. Goal: learn prevention tactics to avoid falling victim to scams. Topics covered: using official government and school resources, verifying lenders and financial aid advisors, reporting scams and getting help. Activity: role-play a phone call or email exchange with a potential scammer to practice saying no and verifying info. Responsible borrowing: how much debt is manageable? Goal: understand borrowing limits and realistic repayment planning. Topics covered: how to calculate your expected monthly loan payment based on salary, guidelines for safe debt-to-income ratios, importance of borrowing only what you truly need. Activity: calculate a sample repayment plan using online loan calculators. Repayment options and avoiding default. Goal: learn about different repayment plans and how to stay current. Topics covered: income-driven repayment plans, deferment and forbearance options, consequences of defaulting on student loans. Activity: create a personalized repayment plan outline based on a sample loan scenario. Alternatives to taking loans. Goal: explore other ways to finance education without borrowing. Topics covered: employer tuition assistance programs, military and service scholarships, community college and transfer strategies. Activity: research local or national programs that offer tuition assistance without loans. Final review and creating a student loan avoidance plan. Goal: combine all knowledge to develop a personal plan to avoid debt and scams. Topics covered: key takeaways from all previous sections. Setting personal financial goals for college funding. Resources for ongoing help and advice. Activity: students write a student loan avoidance action plan, summarizing their strategies and commitments. Introduction to FAFSA and its importance. Goal: understand what FAFSA is and why preparation is key. Topics covered: FAFSA purpose and impact on financial aid. Importance of timely and accurate FAFSA completion. Overview of the checklist activity. Activity: discuss prior knowledge of FAFSA and expectations for the course. Gathering personal identification information. Goal: identify all personal info needed for FAFSA. Topics covered: Social Security Number, SSN, Driver's License, Alien Registration Number, if applicable. Creating and using the FSA ID. Activity: checklist item, confirm all identification documents are gathered and understood. Collecting financial documents. Goal: learn which financial documents are required and why. Topics covered: tax returns, student and parents, W-2 forms, records of untaxed income, bank statements and investment records. Activity: create a folder, physical or digital, labeled FAFSA financial documents and list items to include. Determining dependency status. Goal: understand how FAFSA defines dependency and its impact on application. Topics covered: criteria for dependent versus independent status. What info is required from parents if dependent? Activity: complete a sample dependency status quiz to determine student status. Listing schools and deadlines. Goal: prepare an accurate list of schools to receive FAFSA info. Topics covered: maximum number of schools that can be listed, importance of correct school codes, how deadlines vary by school and state. Activity: compile a personalized school list with corresponding FAFSA deadlines. Understanding the Student Aid Index, SAI. Goal: explain the new SAI concept replacing Expected Family Contribution, EFC. Topics covered: how SAI is calculated from FAFSA data, its role in financial aid determination. Activity: review sample FAFSA data and estimate a mock SAI number. Completing FAFSA form, section-by-section walkthrough. Goal: preview FAFSA sections to ease the actual application process. Topics covered: student demographics, financial information, school choices and signatures. Activity: work through a sample FAFSA form, screenshots or demo, and mark checklist items as prepared. Common FAFSA errors and how to avoid them. Goal: identify typical mistakes and prevention strategies. Topics covered: typos in personal info, incorrect tax year info, missing signatures and deadlines. Activity: review a checklist of common errors and correct sample FAFSA submissions. Submitting FAFSA and tracking confirmation. Goal: understand submission steps and how to confirm FAFSA receipt. Topics covered: review submission process and confirmation email, accessing student aid report, SAR, making corrections if needed. Activity: simulate submission and receive mock SAR to review key info. Post-FAFSA checklist and next steps. Goal: prepare for follow-up actions after FAFSA submission. Topics covered: monitoring financial aid offers, responding to school requests for additional info, planning FAFSA renewal for following years. Activity: create a post-submission timeline and checklist for managing aid offers and renewals. Module 4. Review and next steps. Introduction and course overview recap. Goal: set the stage for comprehensive review. Topics covered: summary of all modules covered so far. Importance of revisiting key concepts and strategies. How this lesson will reinforce learning and prepare for next steps. Activity: group discussion on what topics felt most useful or challenging. Key terms, admissions vocabulary. Goal: review important admissions terms related to applications. Topics covered: FAFSA, SAT, ACT, early decision, regular decision. Letters of recommendation, personal statements. Activity: flashcard quiz to match terms with definitions. College selection strategies recap. Goal: review methods for comparing and choosing schools. Topics covered: factors, cost, location, size, majors, outcomes. Understanding credentials, certificates, associate, bachelor's degrees. Activity: case study analysis of 3 student profiles and their school choices. Application preparation strategies. Goal: recap best practices for preparing applications. Topics covered: meeting deadlines, personal statement tips, letters of recommendation, test preparation. Activity: checklist creation, students create a timeline for application submission. Financial aid and FAFSA recap. Goal: summarize key points about FAFSA and aid options. Topics covered: FAFSA process, types of aid, avoiding debt and scams. Scholarship search strategies. Activity: students complete a mock FAFSA checklist from memory. Managing application deadlines and follow-up. Goal: reinforce time management and next steps after submission. Topics covered: early decision versus regular versus rolling deadlines. How to track applications and communicate with schools. Activity: create a personal application calendar. Review of common mistakes and how to avoid them. Goal: highlight pitfalls in applications and financial aid processes. Topics covered: missing deadlines, incomplete info, common FAFSA errors, essay pitfalls. Activity: group brainstorm, share stories or examples of mistakes and solutions. Preparing for college life and beyond. Goal: discuss readiness beyond acceptance letters. Topics covered: orientation, housing, budgeting, academic planning. Planning for long-term success. Activity: draft a first semester success plan. Final Q&A and action plan development. Goal: ensure all students are clear on next steps and confident moving forward. Topics covered: open question session. Developing individualized action plans for applications and financial aid. Activity: students present their personal action plans for feedback. Introduction and setting intentions. Goal: establish the importance of setting concrete, achievable goals. Topics covered: why small, specific actions build momentum. How accountability improves follow-through. Activity: students brainstorm possible college prep actions they could take this week. Researching colleges, what to look for. Goal: guide students on effective school research techniques. Topics covered: key factors, programs, size, location, cost, culture. Reliable sources for college info, official websites, guidebooks, rankings. Activity: students pick one college to research and identify 3 key facts. Requesting transcripts and records. Goal: explain why and how to request academic transcripts. Topics covered: timing and school office procedures. What transcripts include and why they're important. Activity: draft a transcript request email or form. Preparing for standardized tests. Goal: help students plan test prep or registration steps. Topics covered: registration deadlines for SAT, ACT, or other exams. Study resources and scheduling practice tests. Activity: create a personal test prep calendar for the next month. Gathering letters of recommendation. Goal, teach students how to approach teachers or mentors. Topics covered. Who to ask and when. What information to provide recommenders. Activity, write a polite, clear recommendation request message. Working on personal statements or essays. Goal, encourage beginning essay drafting or brainstorming. Topics covered. Understanding prompts. Tips for authentic storytelling. Activity, write an outline or first paragraph for a personal statement. Organizing financial aid materials. Goal, prepare students to start FAFSA or scholarship paperwork. Topics covered. What info is needed to apply for aid? Important deadlines. Activity, create a checklist of financial aid documents to gather. Planning campus visits or virtual tours. Goal, encourage exploration of campuses. Topics covered. Scheduling visits or virtual tours. Questions to ask during visits. Activity, schedule a campus visit or virtual tour and prepare a list of questions. Setting up application systems. Goal, help students start accounts on application platforms. Topics covered. Common application, coalition, school-specific portals. Tracking applications and deadlines. Activity, create a login and explore an application systems interface. Sharing and reflecting on action plans. Goal, have students share their chosen action and reflect on next steps. Topics covered. Importance of verbalizing plans. Setting reminders and accountability partners. Activity, each student shares their action for the week and writes a commitment statement. Introduction to the Planning Guide and Resource List. Goal, understand the purpose and benefits of having a planning guide and resource list. Topics covered. How planning guides help organize college prep steps. The value of a curated resource list for ongoing support. Activity, discuss previous experiences using planners or guides and expectations for this one. Overview of the planning guide, structure and sections. Goal: familiarize students with the layout and key sections of the planning guide. Topics covered. Timeline for college application and financial aid tasks. Checklists and goal-setting pages. Space for notes and reflection. Activity: walk through each section and identify where students expect to use it most. How to use the planning guide effectively. Goal: teach strategies for making the most of the guide. Topics covered. Setting weekly and monthly goals. Tracking progress and adjusting plans. Collaborating with mentors and counselors. Activity: practice setting a SMART goal using the guide's templates. Introduction to the resource list. Goal: present the types of resources included and their importance. Topics covered. Websites, books, scholarship databases, test prep materials. Local and national support organizations. Contact info for school and community resources. Activity: group brainstorm of resources students have used or want to explore. Navigating online resources and scholarship databases. Goal: help students learn to use digital tools for college prep. Topics covered. Demonstration of popular scholarship search engines. Using college websites for application info. Accessing test prep and financial aid calculators. Activity: guided exploration of one or two key websites from the resource list. Using print and offline resources. Goal: emphasize value of non-digital resources. Topics covered. Books and guidebooks. Local libraries and community centers. Workshops and info sessions. Activity: locate one print resource from the list and plan how to access it. Customizing the planning guide and resource list. Goal: encourage personalizing tools for individual needs. Topics covered. Adding personal deadlines and reminders. Noting preferred contacts and support people. Highlighting most relevant scholarships and programs. Activity: students add their own notes and customizations to blank pages or digital copies. Integrating the guide with daily routines. Goal: develop habits around using the guide consistently. Topics covered. Daily and weekly review practices. Combining with calendars and phone reminders. Accountability strategies with peers or mentors. Activity: create a weekly schedule incorporating planning guide review time. troubleshooting and staying motivated. Goal, prepare for common challenges in using planning tools. Topics covered. Overcoming procrastination. Adjusting plans when unexpected changes occur. Celebrating milestones to stay motivated. Activity, role-play scenarios addressing common obstacles with peer advice. Final review and commitment to use tools. Goal, reinforce commitment to use planning guide and resource list throughout college prep. Topics covered. Recap benefits and strategies learned. Setting long-term usage goals. Sharing plans for accountability. Activity, each student shares one way they will use the guide and resource list this month.